Welcome to the Heart of Poland show on the impossible mission to discover the heart of Poland. Now, Poland once was one of the most diverse countries in Europe. That, of course, changed during the tragedy and the trauma of the Second World War. But Poland is changing again. More and more foreign people are coming to Poland because of love, because of life, and because of work. Who are they, and what are their stories? Well, today's guest, Paweł Dobrowolski, is telling their stories without making a sound. His project, Cultural Landscapes, takes the images of these people through incredible portrait photography and tells their stories. Paweł, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you for having me.
Now, you are ex-London inhabitant. You've just come back from 15 years in London?
That's correct. I was living there 15 years and I decided to move back to Poland.
So I apologise for Paweł's London accent. I'm from a different part of the country. That doesn't really matter. Why did you decide to come back to Poland?
Well, London, to be honestly, became too busy for me and too chaos. And I was struggling to get the head around and, you know, have a comfortable life. So I decided, why not trying to back to my own country?
When you were on the plane flying back, did you have a whole series of mixed emotions about,
of course,
have I made the right decision?
Actually, I have an interesting story. I back once before, after 8 years. And then I have a panic attacks. I literally was waking up in the middle of the night and I was packing back and going back to London. And I back after like 7 or 8 months. And I stayed for another 5 or 6 years. So altogether it's 15 years. But this time I was mentally prepared to go back and make this change. So I was preparing this for a couple of years. So it wasn't like a snap decision and okay, I'm coming back. So I was happy actually, and I was excited to go back.
The decision to move from one country to another is such an emotional journey. Did you have like a little tear in your mind thinking about all those years of experience and that culture that you were leaving behind?
Of course, I still miss London. I miss a lot about that. I learned a lot through these 15 years. I met exciting people from all over the world. It was a fantastic place to be because I don't have to travel anywhere to meet people from all over the world and listen to stories and excitement. And it was interesting that I can listen something directly from this mouth, not reading the book or watching the news, because they've been there. They told me a different side of the story. So that was exciting.
Now, you're a photographer.
Yes.
And you work as a full-time photographer now.
Yes, I do.
You have a photo with you, which is in the fine tradition of Heart of Poland. We're going to ask for your kind of memento, your special item. Can we have a look at it?
Yes. Okay, this is a photo of me. It's not taken by me. And I'm wondering if you recognize who and where am I. So this is the picture when I think I was maybe 5.
Is this your confirmation? This is your...
Yes.
I see this little boy in the middle.
Yeah, that's me. This is the guy. This is the guy. This is the picture from kindergarten, from one of the, I think, party or something, or was presenting something like that.
You look like you shaved that day.
Yes, yes, I did. However, I have a better picture behind this, which it's kind of recently I find going through the photos that this is the bring memory, and I was adult. I finished 18 years old, so I was taking this picture for my first ID, which back in the day in Poland have this booklet ID. I don't know if you ever seen it, not like plastic now. So this is me. In the 90s.
Well, you definitely had shaved that day.
Yeah, definitely I have shaved. The hair changed a little bit.
Yeah, this was a very fashionable cut in the 90s.
Oh yeah, that was top of the fashion that time. So I used this photo a lot for every application I was sending, and then IDs and stuff like that. So
we're going to come on to your project, Cultural Landscapes, shortly. But I almost see like the beginnings of this project in that photo. It's not too far away. Maybe you're coming back to this. What you presumably you don't look at these photos very often. What kind of emotions do you feel when you look at them now?
I was young, then I was innocent. I didn't have much experience. It's a good memory because it was I finished high school. or about to finish high school. And, you know, I was actually this photo when I was taking when I was 18, I was excited to get an ID. So it's bringing me like, okay, I can do everything now. So it's a good memory from those days. So I wasn't even thinking that time that maybe I can leave and do what I do, you know, what I'm doing right now. So
presumably you had no idea that you were going to end up sitting in the Heart of Poland
definitely
studio.
not. Definitely that time I didn't think that I'm going to be in London, not for the long time, or travel in another, you know, countries around the Europe or world.
So we're going to get on to the project that you're working on now, which is really interesting, really exciting, very much on topic. But before I get there, I want to find out how Paweł became the photographer he is today. Where did your love affair with photography begin?
Very young age. I think I was still in the primary school, so I borrowed camera from my grandpa for the school trip. It was plastic camera, and I was shooting everything, just basically everything. And the picture came out like out of focus. They were blurry. There was nothing was proper sharp. So, but I was exciting. I developed this in my cousin darkroom. He's got a darkroom at the time. I was jealous about it, and then. The years passed, and when I moved to London, I finally could afford to buy a camera because I couldn't afford to buy a camera before. So, and I started doing this since, I think, 2003. And ever since, I fell in love, and photography was my passion. I wasn't a professional photographer from the beginning. It was a hobby, more likely. And I was doing some photo on the side. People were asking me, can you do the wedding? Can you do the event? Can you do this? And I was taking some photos on the weekends or evenings. And now I'm working full time. I'm doing what I love. So
you're doing what you love, right? Which is a very pleasant place to be if you know that feeling. Well, let's talk about cultural landscapes then. And I'm going to go right into asking you to show some of the pictures that you're taking. And we'll just literally explain the project through the pictures.
I brought some photos. I photographed about 53 people so far from 29 countries. And it wasn't easy to choose which one I need to bring because the program will be probably for 1 hour. So I'm gonna start from this photo. This is Hari. Actually, his full name is Hari Krishnan. Oh. And the interesting thing is about it that people asking him if he has something to do with Hare Krishna. And he say to the people that this is like saying hallelujah. It's not. It's not basically.
Where's he from?
He's from India. He studied here in university and to become a production engineer.
It immediately stands out to me that you're focusing on the face,
yes.
Very much on the face, and he's got this extraordinary face. Why is it that you take these pictures in this way?
I focus on the eyes. I think the eyes are heart of the portrait, and I try to tell the story through the eyes. So whoever comes, I try to relax them and talk to them before I do this photo shoot. And I tell them to smile through the eyes. Tell me something, but through the eyes, from the mimic of the eyes. So you was there, so you know how I was, like, you know, kind of try to direct you a little bit and relax you. So yeah, he was one of the first. I took the photo. And interesting about this guy is he's a runner. He's a passionate runner. He ran a few marathons in Poland. I think he was like, when he was traveling to Poland, he was on the plane already looking for where is the first marathon he can run. So if you see in Warsaw, the guy who running without the shoes, he ran without the shoes, is probably more likely Harry.
Okay. I see. I also, because these photos, I see maybe a little sadness in his eyes. Do you see that as well?
I think he's more kind of serious. He's very empathetic person. So, and we have a kind of deep conversation before I took this photo. Maybe this was affecting him also. We talk about a lot of stuff around the world, what's happening and stuff like that. But in generally, he's a very happy person, nice to talk to, and he's open to talk to everybody. So he's, but it's nice, dramatic photo. I love it.
Yes, it really is, isn't it? Okay, let's move on to the next one.
So the next one, next one. This is Tonia. She's my girlfriend. So I'm kind of responsible for that she is in Poland. Her story is that she quit everything in Australia and she wanted to travel in Europe. She wanted to take a break for 1 year. She came to Europe and she met me, and so I'm kind of ruining her, travel plans, and I bring her to Poland, and she's living here already two two and a half years in Europe and 1.5 in Poland with me.
And what side of her did you want to capture in this photo? And what do you see in her?
I want to focus on her eyes. I think it's also very powerful and dramatic. And the interesting thing is, actually, she came up with the title of the project, Cultural and Landscape. So thank you for her. I was struggling to get the good name for it, and she helped me out with this. So it was nice.
So maybe let's stay on Tony and just say, overall, what is it you want to achieve with this project?
I want to show people who coming to this country. I was very struck for last 2 years, especially, how many people from all over the world coming to Poland, especially Warsaw. And I was interested why they're coming, because there's always, you get this question, why Poland, why Warsaw? Well, there is, you know, whole world waiting for you, why you come here? And it was interesting to listen to all the stories, and I learned from them a lot. And they see something in Warsaw where I don't still see. And it's amazing actually how this city developed through them and what they can achieve. I think also economical reason is also very powerful to come to instead going to London or Berlin or Paris, they coming to Warsaw. Life is cheaper, it's easier to get a job here. And it's
I'm
attractive.
Also hoping, Paweł, there might be a few love stories in the photos that you've got to come up. So let's keep
they're going to be some maybe later on.
Okay,
so let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is, I want to show those actually two ladies together. So this is Audrey and Alexandra. Audrey is from France. Alexandra is what she described, Greek, French, living in Belgium all life. And they both working in the volunteer center for disabled kids in Warsaw.
Wow.
And they're using hypnotherapy to helping them and make them, you know, day easier and happier and like. So a very good job, very important job, and they volunteer here.
And how do you find these guests?
Oh, this is interesting too. I had the 5 photos and I didn't know what to do. I say, maybe I'm gonna wait when I have 20, and I post it. And the next day, literally, I spent half day to replying people. There was overwhelmed, you know, response for this project. And people start contacting me. Can I be a part of it? What shall I do? Is it pay? I have to do this. What can I bring? And stuff like that. So there is a queue, still is queue to waiting to be photographed. And I have to logistically manage this somehow.
Okay, let's move on to your
next one. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is Oleg. He's from Ukraine. We met through, actually, he was looking photographer for his wedding. So he approached me and he found me. So I took his wedding photos, and then I asked him, can you be a part of the project? And he said yes. And he working here from Salvation Army. So very important job too, and very nice person.
Now, I see a lot of smile going on there. I wasn't allowed to smile in my photo, so obviously Paweł's changed his rules a little bit because there's too much smiling on this Oleg's face. Why is it you allowed him to get away with it?
Well, maybe because he was kind of tired, and you know, you wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and your face wasn't smiling. But I think you have a smile. I don't know. I don't have your photo on you, but we can maybe post it later on and the people can see. So let's do the next one.
But is it important to you that really the smile doesn't, you know, take away from the eyes?
Not really. It's the people can smile, but not with the teeth. I notice when they open mouth, the eyes getting smaller. So, and I'm focusing on the eyes, and I want to bring the eyes to life. And if you show me your happy eyes, and you can show me the smile through your eyes. And there are plenty of photos like this in the gallery, so people can see. Okay, here's Brian. He's from Scotland. It's one of my favorite photos, actually, very popular on media. So people commenting, people contacting, who is this guy? He's Scottish, he's been here for a long time, he's retired, but he's still teaching English privately. So, next one, we have Daniel. He's from Mexico, and he came here actually 3 times. The first time he was, I think, for a couple of months, and he has to move back. The second time, maybe there was some problem with the immigration application or something, like you are aware that it's not easy to pass through this, a long waiting time. And the third time is a charm, I guess. He's here. He's a Spanish teacher. He also is a musician. He plays guitar. And the interesting fact, he said to me that he appeared in a Polish movie. So I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't confirm, but he said that he was there. So
you got film stars.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, next one is...
I love this one. There's
Peter.
A lot of character here.
Peter is actually, his roots is Polish. Both parents are Polish, but he was born and raised in London. And he was actually planning to move to Germany. But then he got invitation from his relative to come for the wedding to Warsaw. And he came here for 2 weeks and he fell in love with the city. And he moved, instead to Germany, he moved to Warsaw. And maybe interesting to say, he's a set designer. So he's responsible for the latest London premiere in Albert Hall of Mary Poppins. Oh, okay. So he does this stuff. Oh, this is very interesting lady. She is from Costa Rica, Marine. And she relocated here. The company asked her if she liked to relocate to other town. And she chose Warsaw. So when she came for the session, she was like very in a business mode, very corporate. And I try to, you know, always people relax a little bit. So I talk, and we talk quite a long time. So, and the interesting is that after this photo, when I post and she saw it, she sent me the beautiful message that she said that she saw the person who she used to be 15 years ago. And it was like nice compliment. I say, I captured this. So, and as you see, her eyes are very smiley. She was very smiley person. I have to calm down, like, okay, just smile through eyes, okay? So it was very interesting to meet her. Okay, this is your favorite photo. I think you saw it when you came. It's more, he came here literally a week before he cut the beard. So I will come to the next one maybe. Okay, this is Wed. She is from Saudi Arabia. Wed is studied medicine here, and the funny thing is like there's a cliche about people from Saudi Arabia. Everybody thinks that they are rich. And I ask her also the same question. She say, no, Paweł, I'm from the normal family. I came here to study medicine. I say, why here? Why not in your country? I say, here I have access to real cases. So she can be in the real life environment and you know, basically monitoring by you know, senior doctors. So she's very happy, and she's living here for quite a bit. Next photo. Okay, Vivek. He's from India, and he does quite important job. Actually, he's working on a very high-tech application, robotic application based on AI, and it's for autistic kids and the teachers. So the robotic application is like a bridge between the kids and the teacher to help kids focus more and teacher to get more knowledge to them. And also they're doing second application for absent elderly people, prevent them to do any harms for themselves or remind them to, I don't know, if they forget something. So, and the project is funded by European grant. So it's quite nice what he does. And he is also a runner. He ran a few marathons.
Seeing a trend here. Yep.
This is Dorota. Sounds Polish because she's got Polish parents, but she was born in Kuwait. She moved when she was 3 to US. She lived there, she studied there, and she worked there. She moved after to a couple of countries, and she ended up in Poland after that. So, okay, this is a lady from Yemen, and she was on the way to London to study, but her friend convinced her to come to Warsaw. So she came here and she loved it. She started studying here, and after she found a job, and I learned interesting facts about Yemen, that they have the best, the most, the oldest coffee in the world, mocha. It's come from mocha. So everybody was actually asking about her, about this, and she started importing coffee to Poland now. The next one, okay. He's interesting. When I give the form to Phil, like I gave it to you, he wrote this. I'm Dutch by passport, heart. I'm a European at heart, and I live and work in 7 different countries. So I say, how happened that you end up in Poland? I say, so I came here for the friend's wedding, also was mixed couple, and he met his future wife. They were living maybe, I think, in Brussels for a couple of years, but they decided to settle down in Warsaw. So he's got the kids now, and he bought the house, and he's having...
We love a romance on Heart of Poland. That's what it's all about.
So this is, I think, the last photo I can show, which I brought.
So Paweł, we've taken a trip through 15, but you've taken photos of 59 people so far from...
54, I would say, 54 from 29 countries.
29 countries. Stories of love, people working for charities, helping elderly people, children, disabled people. When you look back at all these different stories, what are your thoughts? What do you think now, reflecting on all these people's stories?
For me, it's fascinating that so many people find Warsaw home. Usually, it wouldn't be my personal choice, but for some reason they picked this town. And I'm happy they're coming more, and I want to promote them more. I want to also show to whole Poland and even to another countries that Warsaw is open city, welcome everybody, and come and try, even long term or short term.
Would it be fair to say that maybe you left London thinking you were leaving a diverse city and actually coming to a less diverse city, but perhaps through this project you found out the opposite, that Warsaw is just as diverse as London?
If you would tell me in London 5 years ago that I'm going to photograph people from Costa Rica, Mexico, Colombia, or countries like this in Warsaw, I would say I wouldn't believe you. So I have access to all diversity, and now I'm trying to ask people for help to find as many people from as many countries as possible. I know 190 countries will be a big stretch to find, but I think I can find maybe half of it.
Well, the mission is on, and I wish you every bit of success. I have thoroughly enjoyed being photographed by Paweł, but also looking at the photographs. There's so much you can see through those eyes. Maybe indeed they are the window to the soul, or even to the heart of Poland. Paweł, you've been a wonderful guest.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for being on the show. Make sure that you share this episode of Heart of Poland wherever you find it. Please check out some of the fascinating discussions that we've had in the other videos we've got with other guests doing fascinating things and leading fascinating lives. Make sure you share it, make sure you send it on social media, or even write a note to somebody and send it by post. Who knows, but be a part, please, of sharing the Heart of Poland story. And I'll see you for the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.